Welcome to Sharon J. Drysdale Field. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon as we get set for Game 2 of the Saturday doubleheader between Michigan and Northwestern. The Wildcats looking to sweep the Wolverines while Michigan tries the delivery with the full count. That one is sent to straightaway center. Ayanna Lindsay can't make a play on it. It gets past her. Zedak has to corral the ball in left as Sealer rounds second and slides into third safely. A leadoff triple for Ellie Sealer against Ashley Miller. Langford lays down a bunt. Miller fumbles the ball. So Langford will reach base safely, gets to first base, and extends her reach to base streak to 10 games, and now runners on the corners.
Saving play from Kansas Robinson to pick that ball into center field. The run scores, and the runner gets a second.
Erickson sends one right back to Ashley Miller, who sends it over to first base, and it gets by Ainsley Muno, and Michigan will get on the board first as 2 runs come around to score. Sealer and Langford around the bases, and now as we tried to get going to third, Maddie Erickson tagged out, was very aggressive on the base path. Northwestern records the first out of the inning, but not before the damage is done.
Worse, the runner's not coming from third. At most, I would urge a pump fake here, but look at how high that ball is chopped. It's a really tough play to spin and throw, and could you have gotten the out? Yes, but the downside is so much greater, and we see 2 runs come around to score. Working pitchers. Michigan really following the game plan to a T so far. Getting Miller deep in counts, putting pressure on her.
And Miller rings Kiki Thole up. It took a few. Miller winds and delivers. That one is tapped back to Miller, who turns and throws to Ainsley Muno. And Northwestern will get out of the inning, but not before Michigan gets on the board. 2 Northwestern errors lead. Here comes the 3-1 to Robinson. That one she turns on, sends a smoker down the third base line, but making a nice play on the ball was Erickson to record the first out of the inning. The 2-2 is swung on and sent into left center field. In between the left fielder and center fielder is Kelsey Nader, slides into second safely to get things started for the Cats here in the bottom of the first. For Angela Zedak. She times the pitch up, rears back and sends that one sky high down the first base line. Looking for it and making a nice play on the ball is Langford. Nader is able to advance to third on the play, but Zedak swinging at the first pitch goes down.
And again, Durkowski just doing enough with spin to throw Zedak off.
Had a hit in the first game of the doubleheader. That one is way up and high, and Kelsey Nader will get in safely, stealing home for the second time in 2 days. She did so yesterday in the first game of the series, and it does it once again on a pitch that just came out of Durkowski's arm incorrectly.
Well, technically 2 wild pitches, Ethan, but we can give
the 1-2 to Katie gets her going looking, but Northwestern responds, scoring a run here in the bottom of the first inning.
This game now serves as a battle for the top of the Big Ten, with Nebraska just having knocked off Penn State.
Conway lays down a bunt on the first pitch. Miller sees it and tosses it over to first, correcting some mistakes from last inning. The wind and delivery, and that one is sent over to Donahue, who scoops it up and tosses it over for out number 2. Bridget Donahue's defense on full display, ranging over to her left to make that play. Kate Drohan called her the point guard of the defense, has only 2 errors on the season as that one is sent over to Hannah Katie, and 2 plays in 2 pitches and 2 nice plays by the left side of Northwestern's infield. Hannah Katie and Bridget Donahue getting the job done. 12 on the season, and obviously still room for growth, but Emma Ray takes the full count pitch and swings and misses. Emma Ray goes down swinging here to open up things in the bottom of the second.
That's OBP 200 points higher than her batting average.
Donahue lays one down, sends it back to Durkowski. Donahue has speed on the base pass, but not enough there, as moving over to cover first base was Indiana Langford, recording the second out of the inning. Good at bats ever since. Working with 2 strikes. Cunha sends that one up, and making the play behind the plate is Valamont. And Durkowski makes up. It's really oftentimes the best pitch in their arsenal. As this one, McVeigh takes a hack at the 2-strike pitch, and to no avail. Miller gets her going.
Well, we speak, and the changeup appears because it
Sends another one. This one, an incredible play by Hannah Katie reaching down to her left. How about that, Noah? What a beautiful play at the hot corner.
Yeah, hang a star on that for Katie. She is such an excellent defender.
Langford will look to get something going here. The 2-2, a swing and a miss. Ashley Miller rings her up for her third strikeout of the afternoon. You mentioned that the bottom of the lineup is so crucial for Northwestern success. Right here in the 8 spot, Ainsley Muno dribbling one down the third base line. Gets thrown out for the first out of the inning, but Northwestern needs those bats at the bottom of the order to show up in a big way.
And line hitter, at least she's looked like it the last 3 weeks.
The 0-1 in the dirt. Looks like it hit Anna Lindsay. Might have went off a foot or an ankle as she'll make the trot down to first. And very hitter-friendly count. Sends one right down the third base line. Kansas Robinson. Another huge hit is rounding the third base is Ayana Lindsay, who scores, and Kansas Robinson time and time again delivers for the Wildcats with a stand-up double.
I mean, this ball is absolutely clobbered, just hitting the ball so well right now, and I think they're maybe reviewing whether it was fair foul. There's some sort of review being asked for here. So the question is, I believe they're reviewing fair foul. That was the indication that Kelsey Nader at least, right? She's only lost games when her offense hasn't scored any runs.
A punch out there as Dorkowski got Kelsey Nader looking on a ball that... Once again, the pitch. This one is sent up in the infield, and it gets dropped, an error, and Kansas Robinson will come home. Northwestern takes the lead on what looked to be a routine fly ball. A fielding error by Kiki Thole, and Northwestern claims the lead.
This is not as easy of a play as it looks for Kiki Thole. The wind is always whipping here at the J, and she has to come in from her position at first base. Just trying to close her glove around the ball and gets it a little bit too much on the palm, a mistake that she'll certainly want back. But again, the Wildcats always so ready to capitalize on misplays. And Thole, you know, of course wants that back. A veteran tuned to what she's throwing today.
And Angela Zedek certainly just saw a bunch of pitches from Dorkowski as Katie awaits the 3-1. That one is high, so Hannah Katie will draw a 2-out walk. And no, we were talking about it.
When it counts a lot this year already. Expect Dorkowski to go after her up high.
Emma Ray sends this one over, and it gets past the infield once again. Another error. Angela Zedek will come home. Hannah Katie on third, and runners are at the corner as Emma Ray is able to get aboard, in large part thanks to another defensive miscue from the Wolverines.
Pick the short hop. There's no doubt about that. And Emma Ray runs well for a catcher. But this is a play that if McVeigh comes through and makes a strong throw, she's going to have the out at first. And if she keeps it in front of her, no run is going to score. A play that she needs to make.
Bridget Donahue sends one, skies this one up, looking for redemption on a pop fly is Indiana Langford, who comes over from second base to make the play to end the inning. But Northwestern gets on the board with a 3 spot in the bottom of the third. In the earlier game, it extends her reached base streak to 13 games as she sends this one to Bridget Donahue, who scoops it up and sends it over to make the routine play in the first out of the inning.
And that's what Ashley Miller thrives on, right, Ethan? She is by it, and it's something Kiki Thole does.
Thole times one up, and that ball is in the dirt, but still got Kiki Thole to swing and to chase Ashley Miller's 4th strikeout of the afternoon. Miller rocks and sends one in. Kansas Robinson reaches over to make the play. Had to get a few steps out to her right and reach down and grab it. Robinson snares the ball, kicks it over to first, and that'll do it for the top of the 4th.
3 for 10.
Kunia swings and misses as Dorkowski goes to that beautiful off speed, so effective. We see it on full display right there. Looking to make something happen here in her second as she sends this one deep into right field at the warning track, and making a nice play in right is Stevenson. Got the barrel on that one, but no can do.
Well, I'm not saying it would have gone out, Ethan, but not much wind in the morning today. And now, well, we've had some tough calls down that line.
This one, she fouls up towards the third baseline, and making a nice play right next to Michigan's dugout is Erickson. Had to dive to go get that one.
And they've already accomplished that feat. Now they're just trying to sweep Michigan for the first time this century.
As that one is grounded over to Ainsley Muno, who scoops it up and steps on first for the easy play.
First time in a 3-game series, I should say, to be fair.
That one is cracked into right center field. Rounding the bases is Ella Stevenson, who gets into second safely. And that's the first time we've seen a hit against Ashley Miller in a while. Michigan had gotten to her early, but Ashley,
like the rest of her teammates have.
that one is sent deep into left, and there is no doubt about it. It just bounces off of Welsh Ryan Arena, and just like that, we are all tied up. Ava Costellas got all of that one, Noah.
That ball was absolutely annihilated. Costellas gets into one big time. Mentioned she's had trouble elevating the ball. 2 mistakes from Ashley Miller, and she's made to pay twice in a row. Just loses a little bit of juice off that drop ball, and that's all that Michigan needed.
Well, we mentioned that Ashley Miller does not give up many home runs, but Ava Costellas, who's kind of a boom-bust hitter of herself, very handy against Northwestern. Not too much success against the Wildcats in her career. Here's another 0-2. She sends this one. Bridget Donahue grabs it and sends it over to first. Hannah Katie had dove for it, but it went just past her outstretched arms. But Bridget Donahue says, the 1-2 from Miller, swung on and hit back to Miller. Passes it over to Muno, and that'll do things for the top of the 5th. But Michigan gets on the board with a huge shot from Ava Costellas. It's already left the station. The 0-2 to Robinson, a swing and a miss. Durkowski gets Robinson swinging to open up the bottom of the 5th. Favorable count for Nader. She swings on the 3-1 and zips it past the first baseman to get aboard for the second time today. Kelsey Nader singles. Takes that pitch, but Kelsey Nader gets in safely to second. Some aggression on the base path from Kate Drohan and the Wildcats, and Kelsey Nader slides into second, and suddenly a runner in scoring position. The pitch to Zedak, and this time Durkowski gets her swinging, bringing it on a full count pitch, and Zedak shuffles back to the Northwestern dugout. Kelsey Nader remains on second base. Base hit to draw her home. Hannah Katie takes a swing and a miss, and Lauren Durkowski strikes out 3 Wildcats in the bottom of the 5th, translating onto the softball field. The 1-0 is swung on and sent into left center, but Angela Zedak moves over and is under it to snag the first down.
We're really starting to see more consistent, solid contact from it.
Maddie Erickson swings and sends one out to left, but Angela Zedak there for the second consecutive play under the ball for the out. It's the second of the inning.
Erickson got a lot of that one. She timed that pitch up well and hit it well, but just a little underneath it. Continues, though, between 2 real veterans here.
Just a small battle in a whole game and a series, really, that's been a chess match as Ashley Miller strikes out Kiki Thole and escapes the 6th inning. And when Lauren Durkowski gets that second strike, this time Lauren Durkowski brings the heat, and Emma Ray goes down swinging, continuing a stretch of dominant pitching from Durkowski.
And she struck rake that habit as a full offense.
Donahue rounds on the 0-1 pitch, but just sends it over to Langford at second. Snares the ball, passes it over, and that is... Izzy Kania steps in and immediately sends one out to right center field. She'll round first and head to second as the first year slides in safely. Might have been an announcer jinx. Right as I was saying, Durkowski looked dominant. Izzy Kania, who had a huge grand slam in the first game of the doubleheader. 5 prospect in the most recent recruiting class, according to Extra Innings. And that one beans her on the side of her back foot. That ball lasered right into the side of Ainsley Muno's right foot. Has a chance to do so here. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Durkowski escapes the jam. So we will keep a 4-4 score heading into the 7th inning. We have a... The 1-2 is in the dirt, and it looked like it hit Valamont. So Miller, who worked herself ahead in the count, hits Valamont. It's a bad break there for Ashley Miller. Third time seeing Ashley Miller this afternoon. Swings on that one. It goes to Miller, who opts to send it over to first. Will advance the runner, but Miller records the first out with a routine dribbler back to the circle.
Yeah, so instead of doing it the easy way, Conway moves the runner the hard way. Surprises.
Huge spot here. Gets a swing and a miss with the off-speed. Ashley Miller comes up huge in a clutch situation to retire LJM and give Northwestern a chance in the bottom of the 7th. The windup and delivery from Miller. That one is low, hops in the dirt, and it will walk Costella. So runners now aboard at first and second for 2 runners on. Ashley Miller rocks and loads. That one is sent into center and scooped up by Ayanna Lindsay. What a play in center to keep Michigan off the board. Ayanna Lindsay flashing the leather. Beautiful play, Noah.
And this is 2 things, positioning and break on the ball.
It's the longest streak since Rachel Lewis did it back in 2019, I believe. The 2-2 swung on, and that one is sent deep into center. Warning track distance, but just under it, making a play is Conway. Brings up Kelsey Nader, who's 2 for 3 on the day, lays down a bunt, has speed on the base pass, and she will get there with a little bit of time to spare. Kelsey Nader, a perfectly placed bunt, legs it out, and the winning run is on. Angela Zedak, 0 for 3 on the day, but sends one into straightaway center. That will get down for a single. It's the winning run now advancing to second, still just 1 out. Angela Zedak records her first hit of the afternoon.
And this brings up a huge moment here.
As you mentioned, Noah, right here, but also would love a meatball over the plate to hit. Takes that one, and it will draw a walk. So now the bases are loaded for Northwestern here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and it's the first-year catcher, Emma Ray from Durkowski. She unloads, and that one is inside. A walk-off for Emma Ray as Kelsey Nader stomps on home and book it. A sweep for Northwestern over Michigan. And for Michigan, after coming in with a 10-game winning streak, getting swept on the road by this Northwestern team, which is really rounding into form, having won 14 of their past 15 games. And how about Emma Ray, the plate discipline from the first year, to call it a game?
Well, it's Northwestern's lineup, right, Ethan? It's what we talked about at the top. They've contributed all through the lineup all weekend. That's what makes this team so dangerous, and the mistake that this group has at home cannot be overstated. There is not another team like them in the sport in terms of what they can do here at the J. This stadium is just a special place for Northwestern, and they will now claim first place alone in the conference, regardless of the outcome of Nebraska-Penn State this weekend. The Wildcats sit at